What was it actually about Airbnb that made you want to start? Because you're already a successful day trader. You know, you do a bit of car stuff on the side as well. You already did stuff before, so what made you want to strive for more? What was it about Airbnb?
It's not easy juggling lessons, going to school, customers complaining, packages 100%. Ending up in the wrong place, you know. Yeah. I quickly figured out, okay, cool, this might not be the best thing for me.
What are you projected to be making in the next 2 months?
Projected for this month and going into next, we're looking around the 40 to 50k ball mark. It's a decent amount, man.
How many do you actually have now?
At the front of my head, 13, 14 now. End goal, honestly, to eventually own the hotels. I was parked up and I was scrolling, I came across, I said, you know what, let's just reach out to you, bro, and you respond back. When you responded, I was like, yeah, this is the one.
Hello everyone, so today I've got a very special guest. He's not just one of my business partners, he's actually the first person I've ever worked with. This is Ibby.
You know, pleasure.
Pleasure having you on. When did we actually start working together?
We started working together around last year, June.
Last June?
Is when we first originally linked up.
Yeah, June 2025.
That's correct, yeah.
June 2025. The first person that we ever worked with. He messaged me, he said that you want to get started with Airbnbs, and we said, you know what, let's give this mentoring thing a shot. How would you say it's been so far?
I mean, it speaks for itself.
This is one of our units that we've got together. We're going to get to that at the end. But just tell them a little bit about yourself before. Like, what were you doing before we started working with each other?
So originally, before I reached out to you, I was day trading. And I do day trading on a decent scale. But yeah, that's what I was doing prior to that. And I've always wanted to get into service accommodation. Obviously, you come across the people that are online, so on and so forth. And you're the only one that actually stuck out to me properly.
You know what it is? Me and Ibby have got a very similar background. He's from Manchester, I'm from York, it's about an hour and a half away. He still day trades. I was a day trader before, so we have that sort of similarity. Obviously, I've been doing Airbnbs for a while now. It's something that he had interest in, and I'm very happy and I'm very grateful that you believed in me, you believed in the team, to be able to guide you into your journey into the Airbnb world. What was it actually about Airbnb that made you want to start? Because you're already a successful day trader, Allahumma barak. You've already got stuff going on for you. You do a bit of car stuff on the side as well. Don't know if you wanted to mention that, but...
I'll pass that on anyway.
You already did stuff before, so what made you want to strive for more? Why Airbnbs out of everything else? There's e-com, trading, so many other things, but what was it about Airbnb?
So, first and foremost, I appreciate the words, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Okay. But yeah, what made me get into service accommodation rather than like e-commerce and so on and so forth, taking that more seriously, back when I was in high school. So yeah, that was a bit of a crazy one because he was running it as a one-man army, and it's not easy juggling lessons, going to school, customers complaining, packages 100%. Ending up in the wrong place. So I quickly figured out, okay, cool, this might not be the best thing for me as of that point, because you've got to remember as well, I'm still young, don't have access to a bank at that point. I'm using my mum's bank. So yeah, I was taking out loans to purchase orders and stuff on my sister's behalf, actually. But yeah, what made me get into service accommodation, honestly, I've always wanted to get into that field. It's like something that's always attracted me to it. And another reason being is that it's one of the easiest ways to get onto the property ladder as well. 100%. So you can understand and learn the game through service accommodation. I mean, look at it, there's hotels that have been running for years, like decades, sometimes even centuries, you get me? So yeah, no, of course, it's always been something I wanted to go in. I know it's a business that won't die. Everyone needs a roof over their head, regardless of where you are. 100%. You still need somewhere to sleep. It's a foolproof business, if you want to say. 100%.
The thing is with property, everyone thinks that you need to be old, have grey hairs, you need to have lots of money behind you, when in reality, we're both two 20-year-olds from the UK. We didn't start up with hundreds of thousands of pounds of capital. We just had the ambition, we just had the vision, and we just come with the structure to build on top of that. Before you joined and started to work with us, what were the biggest problems that you were facing? Not just trading, but your life in general. What were you unhappy with and what were you trying to get?
Because with my trading career, it's, alhamdulillah, it's going very well. But once again, as a trader, you've got to understand that on a quarterly basis, that your performance is going to fluctuate. You can have a 70% win rate in Q1, but then you could also be flatlined in Q2 with 30%. That's a massive fluctuation. And that's the reality for some people, you know. And me personally, certain quarters I don't prefer to trade, certain months I don't want to do. So then what do you do to replace that? Because you're then losing out on income. Therefore, that's where service accommodation comes in part. That's a real life business, and I've always wanted to have something physically I've always wanted to get into this. It makes sense on a cash flow perspective. It's a very high
100%.
cash flow business.
100%.
The people you meet in this space as well, I mean, it's limitless.
The best thing about Airbnbs is that it's genuinely one of the only business models that is as close to being a brick and mortar business. It's like going and purchasing a pre-existing business, whether it's a car shop, whether it's a phone mobile repair shop. Those are real life legitimate businesses. And then you've also got your online money sort of businesses, whether it's trading, e-com, all of those sort of things. Airbnb is that business model that bridges the gap. You can make money from Airbnbs as if you were trading. That's how much you can make from it. And it's also got the stability where it's like you have a real life business that's up and running. I just like the fact that it's a hybrid between both. Have the best of both worlds. What made those problems hard to fix on your own? So you were doing trading before. What made it hard to stick with that thing or stick to other things that you were already doing to allow you to achieve the life that you wanted, or not necessarily cars, money, watches, all those sort of things, but the things that were deep down meaningful to you?
To be honest, man, like from young, I've always had this thing where I've wanted to build like an actual proper business. Yeah, trading you can class as business, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, you're behind the desk, you're looking at a chart, you're not actually providing real life value to people, you know?
100%.
And that's a whole other thing in itself. Like, what made me want to get into this? I'd like to say nothing, but then, and again, you know, getting into, let's say, service accommodation, bro, it's a very hard one to get into.
Yeah.
You've got to understand that it's like, I've tried it, you know, with the calls and stuff, when you're cold calling landlords and things like that. Bro, I've had about 500 different no's, you get me? And
It's like that. It is like
exactly. That's because you're a little man in a big world. You get me? You're a small fish in a big
pond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what has made it easier going into partnership. I mean, the connections as well. It makes more sense in that stance.
Yeah. So before we actually worked with each other, what made you take that leap of faith? There's so many people out there that are on the internet that are in this business, but what made you choose us instead of anyone else?
So, yeah, what made me initially take the leap of faith and reach out to you lot, it was crazy because I remember it so vividly as well, like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I was driving, right? And for anyone that's from Manchester, they'd know this road. It's Princess Parkway. I was driving by and I was just scrolling. Obviously, I was parked up just to, you know, wasn't driving on my phone.
My mic is watching it.
But yeah, I was parked up and I was scrolling. I was familiar with it. And I just thought to myself, because normally I don't reach out to people. I was just that kind of person that just keeps myself to myself kind of thing. If I meet you in person, I'll meet you in person. Yeah. But this time it was different. I said, you know what, let's just shoot him a message. Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? He doesn't open it. Yeah. He's not going to plaster me on social. Reached out to you, bro, and like half an hour later, you respond back. I was like, yeah, cool. This is the one. Yeah. Because now that I know that you're active and you actually read your inbox, I was like, okay, cool, let's go with this guy. Yeah. I know there's other people in the space that do it, but I've seen some things come out about them. Yeah. Not going to name drop anything. I wish you guys all the best, but on a logical perspective, bro,
I appreciate that.
Everything made sense with you, bro. Yeah. So,
alhamdulillah.
That's why I reached out, man.
Do you remember the first impression that you had when you joined? Like, what was your first initial thing? Okay, like, we've started it, we're going to get the ball rolling. How were you feeling? Like, what was your anticipation? What were your expectations? Were they met? What was your first feel for it?
When we first initially met, I remember this like it was yesterday, because all these points are like, they're like similar to milestones, if that makes sense. Yeah. You're out there now, making the right connections and so on and so forth. Bro, we met in New York when you were staging that penthouse.
I said, yeah, that is right. We were staging New York penthouse at that point. We had quite a few of us.
Quite a few.
I remember we had quite a few Pepe's there.
Yeah.
We had quite a few Pepe's meals. Oh yeah, man, those were the times. And it's good because, you know, when we have projects going on, we like to invite mentees. Obviously, the first one, you started the generational run. But it's good to actually get those experiences in person. You know what I mean? Because there's one thing seeing it behind the camera, but there's another thing. Not many people actually invite you into their apartment.
Exactly.
It's very hard to find an opportunity like that. And it's like work experience at the end of the day.
100%.
This business is one of those things where it's like plumbing. It's all well and good watching a few videos, but you don't learn how to fix a tap just by watching a few videos. Exactly. You learn it by actually doing the things, repetition, actually doing it in person, getting your hands dirty. So yeah, I'm very glad you came. And what did you think of the penthouse?
Beautiful. Wallah, beautiful.
I'm not just saying this, but genuinely, find me a better apartment in York, I'll send you £100.
Initially, when I pulled up there, I first met Adam as well, and then obviously you came shortly after. Yeah. Seeing it with your own eyes, like you said, is a whole other thing in itself.
It's that proof of concept.
Exactly.
It's like seeing a car. You see pictures of cars, and when you see it in real life, it's like, wow, it's actually real.
Exactly.
You can actually have that thing.
You're
You know
seeing
what I
it
mean?
with your eyes, and they're actually doing what they say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disclose the numbers, but they're not floating a penthouse for no reason, you get me?
Yeah.
Just because a mentee's, a random person from Manchester just bought down it, you get me?
Alhamdulillah.
They actually do what they're talking about, and I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Showing someone what you actually do. You talk, you walk the walk. So I knew from the get-go, like, these are the people, you get me?
So what happened in the first few weeks of you joining?
So the first few weeks of me joining, getting into Manchester, that's what I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
So in the first few weeks of when I've met you guys are giving me the rundown, what to do. So it's like I've gone out and I'm experiencing it all. I feel like you have to go through the foot soldier work, doing the cold calls, finding the leads, the charting, your properties, everything, all of that, for you to actually get to, for example, alhamdulillah, bro, like where I am now. You know, this wouldn't have happened without the prior work. But what
100%.
happened in the first few weeks, bro, is literally Rightmove, Zoopla, Open Rent, every possible place I could find where a property is listed and it looks good. You saw my number, they saw my number ringing, and they didn't stop seeing it until I got a yes or a no.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it was a lot of no's because I'm a starter. So that builds your character, you know. I was speaking to the estate agents, like having full-blown conversations, even if they've given me a no, just to kind of figure out, like, why did you say no to me?
100%.
Because let's say on Airbnb, I'm seeing someone do it there.
Yeah.
But then why have you said no to me? That's confusing me.
This is the thing. And it's genuinely, when you're speaking to agencies and landlords, it is just essentially a sales game. It's a game of sales. It's a game of manipulation in a way, not in a bad way. Because at the end of the day, you're speaking to another human being just on the other end of the line. They have emotions just the same way that you do. It's just one of those things where you learn how to deal with objections, you learn how to respond better next time, and it's just a game of repetition at the end of the day. What's the first action that you took that really started to make things change for you?
First action I took that started to make things change for me, honestly, getting out there. Because coming from like a trading perspective, yeah, cool, dealing with cars is one thing. This is the complete opposite. Depending on what level you're doing it at, whether you're professional, whether you're doing it normally, like online, whatever, this is completely different. There is no professional, there is no doing it normally. You have to speak to people.
Yeah, 100%.
So you have to get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, man, that was one of the main things, getting out there, bro.
Just getting better communication
Getting better
skills.
communication, 100%. Speaking to people.
Yeah.
Sales, man. Like when you're speaking to these estate agents, they will throw some sly shots at you. And you've got to be able to handle it.
That's where you've got to make sure that you stand out from the rest. There's a lot of people that want to try to do Airbnb, but the thing is, they just make themselves look like everybody else. If you're an agency or landlord and you have hundreds of applications, what is going to make you stand out from the rest? And that's what we help people with. That's what we teach people. If there's 100 applicants, all of them are saying, yeah, we're going to do Airbnb, you know, you're not going to stand out from the rest. But if you use certain words, you phrase certain things, you come across in a certain way, your tonality is on point. These are all the things that you wouldn't really think makes a difference, but it's all of these little 1% bonuses here, there. Now you're 20% better than the rest. Now the chances of you getting it significantly increase compared to everyone else. Now when you start in this business, there's a few problems that most people might occur. And what would you say is the biggest problem that we've helped you face?
The biggest problem that you guys have helped me face is honestly, coming from nothing in this game, in this industry, you guys have the framework, the connections. It's always going to be better for someone to vouch and reference for you than for you to, you know, start small, build your rep. That way, when you get referenced by someone, you're basically telling the other person, look, this is who he says he is. He stands on his word. He means business. You get me?
Yeah, 100%.
He isn't just some random guy that's coming out, hey, yeah, let me try it. And then, you know, things go left. Like when I've spoken to estate agents, they've told me people will give properties to people, right? And then they ain't got the money to make the rent. Liquidate. There's nothing they can do. Yeah. Because it's under a company let.
Yeah. The saying that your network is your net worth, I used to think is very cliche, but in this industry, especially the property one, it's 100% true. There's just certain doors that people struggle to get into, and without that helping hand, it's going to take years on years on years to build those relations, which is what we like to help our mentees with. When did you start to actually enjoy this business? Because at the start of it, you don't have any proof of concept for yourself. You don't have any flats up running. You've not seen any money come into the bank account. When is it that you truly realized, yes, okay, I'm actually onto something now?
Yeah, first month when I've launched my first unit, which was in Leeds,
How long did it take you
to stage and get it out.
just to get your first unit?
My first initial unit, so I'd say it was around 5 months.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, I'd like to clarify, yeah, cool, it was in Leeds. Originally, I wanted to get into Mani, but I spent a lot of time learning the game in Mani. How does it work? You know, head leases. There's a lot of new builds there, and obviously, they ain't gonna allow it. It's as simple as that.
Manchester is one of the hardest cities in the UK to operate in because majority of the buildings do not allow company lets. That is under the head lease. There's nothing you can do about it. If you see people operating in Manchester, especially in these high-rise apartment buildings, they're probably doing it on the lowdown, which is not sustainable at all. Most people won't grow past 50 units doing it that way because at the end of the day, you're not building a business of solid foundations. And that's the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, we've got almost 200 units now. We will 100% touch 200 units by the end of the summer. And this is all because we've built good relationships from the ground up, solid foundations. And we've got into buildings that you're actually allowed to operate in.
I'd say it was the first month after launching.
Yeah.
So when I got the first unit, Leeds,
Yeah.
picked up the keys, and I still remember it, bro. I went into, obviously I'm not going to say the building just in case. The first time I opened the door, it was like, it hits you, man. It hits you, man.
I remember the first time.
It hits you, man, honestly, bro. Because it's like, you've gone from a message where I thought, let's just throw it. It's like a dot in the air. If it lands, it lands. So this is real now. This is actual reality. This isn't a game.
No, 100%.
And then obviously proof of concept. Bro, first month, it was doing its thing.
Yeah.
And it's still doing its thing.
Why was it doing its thing, though? You didn't just get a random property.
Yeah. It's the operations, man. The systems, the way you run things. How are you allowing the guests to check in? Is it effortless? Does it require a physical person's attention?
Not even just that, bro. It's just the actual analysis of the area.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When we take on these properties, we make sure that the analysis is done correctly. What most people do is they don't end up looking at the right numbers. They don't have the right comparables. You end up having a flat that is doing completely different numbers to what you anticipated it would do. And now you're in a whole load of debt and headache because you didn't do the basics properly.
With staging, man, it's the first place, you get me? And bear in mind, I still live, you know, at home.
Yeah.
It's coming out and you've got a whole flat to do.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game, man. And you kind of want to get it done fast as well. You don't want to take too long and, you know, think that, yeah, I'm rent free, gotta get it quick. So yeah, man, it was really an experience, honestly. Because, yeah, cool, you're in the service accommodation business, but you also become a lot more.
Yeah.
You sort of become like a interior designer. So
100%.
You have a vision for certain things. You know, the first one, of course, it's not going to look 10-10, but you're going to try to make it look the best that you can.
100%.
And that's exactly what I did, man. I tried my best. And the connections with the deliveries for like the sofa beds and so on and so forth, man, came in close, bro. Wallah.
I'd like to help out.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, even like the staging list, like things like that, that can sort of give someone guidance for their first unit.
Yeah.
Rather than just throwing them into the deep end and saying, right, you saw.
Yeah.
You get me? So honestly, bro, it was a very, very good experience.
I'm glad to
It's
hear.
an experience I won't be forgetting, bro.
For all of our mentees, what we do is we send them a staging list. So we have an in-house interior designer. So what we do is we get the mentees to send us a video of the apartment so we know the rough square footage of it, how many sofa beds they can fit in, how many beds, what the layout is going to be. Now this is going to have the different colors of the rooms, whether you're going to have one sofa bed or two, how many TVs you're going to have in, all of those sort of things. And instead of going off trying to build connections with, you know, furniture and wholesaler suppliers, we've already done the hard work for them. And the overall reviews of this flat, what would you say it's been? How would you say the general public are liking your apartment?
They love it. It's booked out.
Yeah.
It's always booked out. Like that's one of the best performers, actually. That's actually one of the best performers. It's because, once again, staged it correctly by the help of you lot. The location, the units, you know, you guys did your research. I mean, you guys put your money there as well. You get me? So it's a sign in itself as well. And bro, the systems as well, like the guidance with the pricing and, you know, so on and so forth, what to do. Certain little techniques, you know, that can really push it into the algorithm and make it do its thing as well. And it's honestly one of the best performers that I've got in the portfolio as well.
There's one thing having an apartment. There's another thing, maximizing the amount of juice you can squeeze from that apartment. There's different ways that we teach our mentees how to make the most out of the apartment. One of them is dynamic pricing, having different settings for whether it's 2 days prior to the date of the check-in, whether it's a week-long booking, whether it's certain percentage discount for a month-long booking. All of these things that's going to automatically allow you to maximize the amount of juice that you are squeezing out of the apartment. So we've spoken about your first apartment, but how many do you actually have now?
At the front of my head, 13, 14 now.
Alhamdulillah.
Last year now, yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Feb this year.
Yeah.
So, what, 4 months if I'm correct? 4 or 5 months?
Within 5 months, you've listed your first property. After that, you've got another 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, it's not just my mentee, he's actually my business partner now. You know what it is, bro? Genuinely, there's people in life that you just get on with straight away. But genuinely, yeah, from the first time we met, you know, we've got a lot in common. We have very similar backgrounds, and the hunger's there. And at the end of the day, when you meet good people in life, it's good to keep them around you. There's ways that you can benefit from us, and the same way we can benefit off you. It's a mutual partnership, and it's good. I'm very happy that we're doing this because we're actually on the same page. It's the hunger, it's the hustle. There's some things that you just can't buy. You either just have it or you don't. And that's why a lot of people just get stuck at 1, 2, 3, 4 apartments, whatever the number is, because they don't have that desire for more. It's just having a good vision, having that hunger and having that hustle. Because there's not a lot of people, and you've been there, where you've got guests calling you at 2 a.m. And when you've got one apartment, there's no point having a full-time maintenance guy. Exactly. And it's very hard getting somebody out at 2 a.m. when you've only got one flat with them. You don't have that much leverage over them at that point. Do you know what I mean? They don't have that much loyalty towards you. So you've been there, you've done the graft, you've seen what it's like, and you've got that vision, the same way that we do.
Oh, appreciate it, man.
Obviously, you don't have to give exact numbers, but when you're starting off a business, usually it's for a financial gain. What would you say has been your best month? How would you find it compared to your first month? Like, what was your first month saying?
The first month from launch in Leeds, we actually made rent on that one. We made utilities. We made quite a bit of the money back.
So you managed to utilise the rent-free period and actually started to make profit.
And then, yeah, man, that flat is just doing its thing now. Profits made. Wow, that, you know, our initial investment into that, we've been made that.
And how much did you actually put into your first unit?
It was around five and a bit, yeah.
Okay, good. And you've broken even?
Broken even. Five and a bit, including, obviously, your rent deposit, furniture costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then compare that to your best month. Like, what is your best month? What are you projected to make? Like, let's get into some juicy numbers. Like, what are you projected to be making in the next 2 months? What's your best month? Because there's a lot of people watching this, and I remember when I was younger, I would sit and watch podcasts, interviews, whatever it is, because I wanted to do that thing. I wanted to have that thing.
Projected for this month and going into next, we're looking around the 40 to 50k ball mark. It's just a decent amount, man. It's a very good amount.
Especially to say that you've been doing this for about a year now. Your portfolio, you've been learning for about, you've been running for about 6 months.
Exactly.
And you're already projected to be doing 40 to 50k. That's all down to the hard work, the connections that we've brought, and actually just taking on the flats.
Course, yeah.
Where do we operate?
We operate London, Manchester and Leeds, right?
So the portfolio, we cover north and we cover the south. We've decided to diversify the portfolio a little bit. And where are you trying to get to? What is your end goal?
End goal, honestly, to eventually own the hotels.
Yeah.
Like building them, developments kind of thing. I mean, you look at it, if you've ever been like Mayfair, you see these beautiful hotels, man. The Ritz, all of that. You know, even in the south of France, you're seeing the Ritz all over the place. Things like that.
Building an actual brand, building an actual hotel chain where it's well-known, established, 5-star. I don't see why not. It's just another obstacle that you've got to come across, and hopefully another obstacle that we can help you along the way. If you were to go back and tell yourself, the frustrated version of yourself, the unsure version of yourself, the version of yourself that was before joining us, what would you tell that person?
You need to actually take the leap. You've got to remember, the longer you stay still, the longer you miss out and the opportunity goes. It's either you jump, take the risk, see how it goes. You know, there's a reason why great things are attached to risk.
That's true.
You can't have great things without risk. It's simple.
Are you happy that you weren't now sat on the fence? Are you content with the decision that you've made?
Well, no doubt at all, bro. It's honestly, bro, one of the best decisions.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because if I was sitting on the fence for that long, look at where I could have been.
True.
You get me? You can do a lot with your life in 6 months to a year. This is literally...
You have done it.
Done it, exactly. So, for anyone that's sitting on the fence...
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen?
That's right. How does it feel now that you're living on the other side of that decision?
It's nice knowing that every day we're making progress, we're building, rather than sitting on the fence watching, scrolling from the phone like, oh, should I do it, should I not? Now I'm actually doing it. You get me? Honestly, it's very nice to know that I actually took the leap. We got into partnership together.
It's actually so mad because it's all started off of just an Instagram DM. Now we're in the middle of London in a high-rise apartment building, one that we have with each other. You actually can't make this stuff up.
Exactly.
I don't just like talking about something. I like to actually show something, show my own results, show my student, now business partners' results. Ibby is genuinely living proof that it is possible. I'm very glad that we've had this sit-down conversation. And if any of you are thinking about taking that risk, I hope Ibby has now made it clear that it is all in fact. And that's genuinely all just by taking a risk. I don't just like talking about something. I like to actually show something, show my own results, show my student, now business partners' results. Ibby is genuinely living proof that it is possible. I'm very glad that we've had this sit-down conversation. And if any of you are thinking about taking that risk, I hope Ibby has now made it clear that it is all in fact worth it in the end.